Excuse me, I just yawned quietly. Hi, thanks for joining me. It's Stella here. I'm going to make a Suncatcher and I thought you might like to join me. I've got some choices here. Going to be one of these. These are the same size, so although one seems a little bit thicker than the other. I could be wrong. This one doesn't have a loop, so I'm assuming it could go underneath. Anywho, this is what we are going to use. That one. Just pop these away. So, okay, and I have, ow, that's sharp. I have got a little round crystal that I am going to, that I'm going to hang about there. And I've got, now this, I don't know how big this is. I got this from Temu or AliExpress or eBay, I can't remember, but it's 0.5 of a millimeter thick, so I'm not sure of the gauge. It's fine, but it is quite strong. It's not flimsy at all. So that's that. Now I've got two choices. I've got these crystal beads, which are, I think, how big are they? I'm not quite sure which way you measure, but they look to be about 8 millimeter. 8 millimeter for those ones. And these ones are 6. And there is quite a substantial difference. If you could, whoa, actually that's more like a 5, that one. 5, maybe it is 6. There is quite a substantial difference. I'm not sure if you can see that. So, the smaller ones just might get lost. We'll go with the bigger ones, I think. Hopefully I've got enough. I'm sure I have. Although we could start with the small up nearer the joins and use the big. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, what else do we need? What else do we need? Snips to cut my wires. Let's look for the sharpest ones. I think they are sharper than the others. Okay, that's that. Oops. Okay. Yeah, there's also something else I might need. I'm going for a bit of chain and some strong rings. 5 sides. This is really, really strong. So I want about, what is that? Size of my mat, which is about 19 inches or so. And then I'm going to fold that in half, cut another piece just a couple of inches, won't need that much, but it twists better if you've got hold of a larger piece. Okay, I'm going to put these together. Then, what am I going to do? Grab a pencil or something round. Might be too big. No, that's fine. Just grab a pen and we're going to grab those 2 pieces and we're going to twist. Just twist it once, whoops, and then twist the pen to get it going, and then you're going to twist it just 2 or 3 times until you've got that. Now what you're going to do is snip off the short wires. Grab a piece of plier and just get rid of those little sharp pieces. Okay, so that piece, excuse me, itchy eye, that piece will lay inside there, and then I can grab a chain or whatever to add my dangle. So just thread it through one side. It doesn't really matter whereabouts. Try and get it in the center. Then I'm going to thread this through that loop. And thread the other side through in the opposite direction. Okay, just maneuver that. So now just take the wire and go through a couple of those spokes. Let's call them spokes. A couple of those spokes. Come on, you're supposed to be inside, so get inside. And then we'll take this one through a couple of spokes. And then back through the big loop. Just wind it a little bit through some spokes and that loop. Okay. Now just leave one of them alone. Just make sure it's not in a position that it's going to take your eye out. Conscious of that being not in the middle. I don't know why it's not. In you go. That's the way. That's it. Thank you very much. It just needed poking. Okay, I'm going to take one side. Just let the other hang. Take one side and I'm going to start with my beads. I'm going to start with a small because we're close to they're too close there, so it might be awkward putting in a larger bead. Now these are faceted beads, so make sure you I'm coming from the front, by the way, towards the back. So make sure you position your bead on the top of that spoke on one side of the facet. You don't put it on where the facets join, where there's a flat facet. Wind your wire, pull it tight against your bead, wind it one more time around the spoke, and back tight against the bead. I'm going to use another small one. Make sure it's situated on top and just one facet against the spoke. Wind the wire, pull it up tight and wind the wire again around the spoke. And be sure not to touch that little loop you made. You don't want to join that. So I think we can go the bigger ones now. Let's try it. This is quite a multiple facet, so it might be a little bit more awkward to place. Wind the wire once and tighten, wind it twice and tighten it. This is by no means a tutorial. Please do this whichever way you are comfortable with. This is just the way I'm doing it. That's pretty. I could do a pattern. 3 large, 2 small, 3 large. Or not. Looking very nice. if I was doing a pattern, it would be in 3s and 2s. Putting 4 there is not going to create a pattern for me. We are going to run out of wire soon. So my original wire could have been a bit longer, but it's no big deal. Easy fixed. There we go. They got a lovely sheen on them. Nice and straight. Beautiful. So let's cut another length of wire. This one doesn't matter how long it is. Okay, I'm winding this round a few more times. And then I'm going to snip the excess wire off. Just press that wire down a bit. You don't want anything sharp that's going to stick you. Okay, so what I like to do to join is I like to poke my next wire through the hole of that bead, and sometimes a second bead, but that's okay. And then I'm going to wind it around the spoke like I did before. Snip off the excess. And then we'll just flatten that wire out. And then we're going to push that one back into place. And just wind it round once this time. Okay, we can add one more bead now. There you are. Something's a bit sharp there. Where are you? If you can't get that last little sharp bit, just try and snip it off. You could always add a little dab of clear glue on top of that little piece. I'm working this because it's annoying me, that's all. This doesn't normally happen. Ow! Doesn't normally happen. Okay. to go for 2 small. This is an awkward shape to work with, I must admit. Not as easy as just a plain round. I've only recently, in the last few months, learned wire wrapping Suncatchers. Normally I thread. I think I can pop another little one in there. Yep. Okay, now I am going to bring my wire over this side. I'm going to pop a little bead on. And then I'm going to take my wire back through the previous spoke. Underneath and out through the new one. So that join there has got a little crystal on top of it. Now we're going to work up. Oops, this is the bottom. So we're still on the little ones. Rinse and repeat. I think we only need 2 of the little ones. No, but we'll go 3 just to make it symmetrical. Sometimes I do like symmetry. Here we go. We got 3, whoops, 3, then the one in the middle, and then 3. Just one sec. I'm just wondering if that would set. That'll show you better what we're doing. Okay, so now we're going for a big one, and I will probably have to change, add more wire. I don't like to use it too long because it can get in the way and you can scratch yourself quite easily, which is not pleasant. Back through. this right near the end and I'm going to have to get some more wire, but that's okay. It is what it is. I will use another large one. One more small one. And I don't think I'll get another small one in there. Will I? I've only got that little bit. Probably not. It's not worth trying. Here we go, more wire, so we will actually let's leave that one for now and we'll go back to this one. So remember we threaded it through, back through this loop. Now I'm going to bring it underneath and go up the next one next to that. So we're going to start with two small ones. Always push it towards the bead. If your wire is strong, you can give it a really good tug. If it's not, I would be careful. Okay, now we're on to the big ones. These large ones, they're not exactly round. They do have a slightly oval shape to them. But you can still find a facet for them to sit flat-ish. along nicely, isn't it? These ones have a real pastel shade of AB, which I like. Very subtle. Now, can we get one more in there? I think we can. Hard to see the hole sometimes. Okay, now this one gets wound and wound and pushed tight against the bead. Push it right up. That's secure. Let's grab a nice big piece. That's quite large. Probably a bit larger than I'd wondered about. Okay, so I go through the hole of that bead, give myself a little tail there, enough that I can work with. Wind it round. Cut off the extra and then I can see that piece. That's it. Push them all together. And then we'll go winding our string. Oh yeah, I have to watch for my eyes. This is too much string, wire. So it's much safer to have the shorter lengths, about 15 inches maybe. So how many more do I need? A couple, I think. You can also do this with teardrops, provided the hole goes down the middle and not just through the top. In fact, it looks quite nice. Got one somewhere. Okay, how many did I have there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're on the lilies now. Try and keep you on their back. Even a small project like this is not really one you can do in an afternoon. It takes time, plus it can hurt the fingers. Okay, so I've got 3. Now I need that 4th one in the middle. So wind that round there, round there. Oops, sorry. Oops. As you can see, this was an Old Spice bottle. Very handy for little beads. Okay, 3. Now we go to the larger ones. I'm kind of hoping I've got enough wire to nip up here and finish that one. May have. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so one more of the big ones. Trying to stay consistent with my pattern. Not that it was a conscious pattern at all. And at this stage, don't worry if you push them out of whack, because you're working. Once you've finished, then you can straighten them all up. At the moment, I would not stress about it. I think I can put one more in there. Which go? Okay, now we've come to the bottom of this shape, and I'm not going to put one on there because I am going to put a loop in there eventually and have some sort of dangle. So what I want to do now, I want to bring it across to the previous one so I can finish that off. So what we'll do is we will wind it round one more time. And scoot it over to this one. You can see there's my wire coming over there. Now we want to add 3. We're coming up from the bottom on this one, so it's going to be slightly different. We have to squeeze one in between. You can see I've still got a space for one because I'm pulling my wires. Still got that space. Of course, if I'd had enough wire on the previous one, I wouldn't be going through this. It would have worked. So, wrap and wrap. So I'm going to wrap this just a little bit more around the next bead. And I think that should be enough wrapping. That's it. Now let's just trim that wire. There we go. Where are you? There. Okay, now we've done 2. Really happy. Start another one. Ooh. Ooh. We are not going to have enough wire because this is all I've got. This is all I have. So you have to actually go through. Where do we go? And you wrap this wire around the neck of wrap around the neck of that, just between that loop and the actual spokes. Actually, I don't like that. That's too bulky. It's too messy. So how should we do this? This is a darn nuisance. Straight, please. Thank you. I think threading it through that is the way to go. Just through the wires. Bring it round. Just give it a twist or two. I'll just leave that hanging. Bring it round. That's it. It's just a little awkward up there because I added that loop, that ring there. But just attach it any way you like, any way that's easy and not too messy. It is sore on the fingers. I'm not going to say it's not. How many? Oh, I put 3 on. Should only have been 2. This is going to be so sparkly. Oops, still on the big ones. Whew. What has anybody read lately? I've just read a complete series of a science fiction. I do like science fiction, and I interchange with crime thrillers. I've just finished a, how many books was in the set? I'm not sure, 5, 6, 7. There's a few. And it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed the story. But I had to review the author and tell him that he needs to proofread a bit better because some of his grammar was absolutely appalling. I'm just wondering how self-publishing gets away with that. I mean, somebody's got to read it and say, ooh, you missed that, you missed that. You spelled that wrong. You know? Anywho, it did not stop the enjoyment of the books. I could have gone on if the story had gone on. It's just a little annoying, you know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm guessing there's one more of this large one. And 3 lilies. Okay, now what am I reading? What am I reading now? Oh, a Cartwright is the author. Cartwright, I think, yeah. Can't think of his first name at the minute. A Sam Riley novel. It's an adventure. I like Sam Riley adventures. sort of very much like, oh, what's his name, that Australian author, Matthew Riley? Matthew someone, I think. Anywho, I'm having a senior moment. Okay, another little one goes on the top there. Where'd you go? For doing something like this, it's probably best to put down a piece of black cardstock. Okay, now this is not going to go all the way down, so I should probably take it across, or not. What should we do? It's definitely not going to make it all the way down. So, we'll go across. What are we going to do across? We're going to start with a small, that's not even going to go, still going to need more wire, so we won't bother with that. We will go where we were going to go. How many? 3. Oh, it's getting near dinner time. 5:49 it is here. PM, obviously, dinner time, yeah. Okay, now we're going to start with the large ones. And I think I only one on this time. Yeah. To run short. And there's no easy way really to tell much you need. Not that I'm aware of anyway. The experts might be able to tell you how to work it out. And I expect it also depends on how many times you're going to wrap. Where does that go? Wrap around the spoke. I do wish there was an easier way to do this, to join on. There isn't, to my knowledge anywho. Okay, let's keep going. And if I haven't cut enough wire, I'm going to scream or cry. One, two, three, one more. Now if I was stringing beads, I would thread my string back up through beads, so it may pay to actually do that with the wire. Thread it up through previous beads, before you twist it for the next bead, and that should hold it all in place, rather than wind it the way I've been doing, because I've followed people on YouTube that have done it that way. But I do like to send the wire through the bead at the start. I should do the same at the end. So okay, this one is now finished. So if I put my wire over there and come out to the first one, pull that tight. Okay, I'm going to take off this twisted end at the back, at the front end there, sorry. And then let's see if we can thread this through a couple of beads. Okay, that's, oh, there we go, there you are. So I'll have to grab some pliers and pull that wire through that bead. There you go. Brilliant. That's all I need. Now we will just trim that piece off. Make sure we got no sharp edges to come back and bite me. There we go. We've got 3 done now. And we'll worry about this piece later. A little piece there. Worry about that later. Ooh, sparkle, sparkle. This is my phone. It's not really sparkling on the walls yet, but it is sparkling. Wow, that's gorgeous. It's going to be beautiful when it's finished. What is all this? I got some spare wire there. Oh, there we go. This wasn't tight. Okay, I'm going to take a break and I'll just put you on pause for a little while and we'll come back. Okay, I've been away for a little bit and I've completed all sides. So all 5 of them, top and bottom. And I've decided I'm not going to do these ones because I don't want anything to interfere with what I put in the middle. And this one I am not 100% that that's what I'm going to put in there because I've got some others. Thinking of that one or that one. This one might be the way to go, I think. That one. What else have I got? That's about it at the moment. I do have these pretty ones, but they're kind of small for going in there. Kind of small. But I could hang one from the bottom, which I might do. Love these. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Anywho, oh, what about hanging one from each of those? I know it's defeating my purpose here, by doing that. So this or this? This or this? Well, it's hard to see now because we're going this one. I just saw some beautiful lights there, so we're going this one. So what I need is a split ring. A split ring or just a jump ring? Split ring. So let's just open this. They're a bugger to open, I tell you. They really are. Okay, got a nice opening there. Let's see if I can put this in the hole. Okay, it's in. Once you get a start, you're good. There we go. Okay, I am going to use a bit of chain. A bit of thick chain. Not quite sure how much. It's not going to be long anyway, so I'm just going about that many links. And I've got some rings that are open here. Put that in there, and on that one. And then I'm going to close this. Oops. No, I'm not. Where's my chain? Where's my chain? Cereal? Haven't used it already, have I? Where's my chain? I'll be buggered. I dropped it or? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. There you are. So through there. And through this side of my chain, and now we close it. Should be able to hear it click. That's it. Is that good click or not? Those little rings that come open, not a fan, because they're not quite straight. Oh, I've got a bellyache. What's with the bellyache? Okay, now remember that loop we created? Let's have a look there. That chain is too large, so I'm going to take off 2 of the links. In we go. And through that loop. And then very carefully get in there and close that ring. And oh gosh, I love that. That is just the perfect length. So let's see what I can do about the camera. Yeah, that's lovely. Let's just move my loop a bit to centralize it. You see some more that I've got up there. Just got them everywhere. Okay, now back to earth. Okay, a larger piece of chain. I'm just going to cut what I've got here. Not going to measure. Ouch. Okay. Those little rings. One on the end of the chain and one in here. I think actually I need something stronger. We'll go with the thicker ones. They are still just a jump ring, but they're a little bit bigger. Oops, gotta grab it, grab it, grab it. Through there and through my chain. That's not quite. Oh, that bellyache's bad. Okay. Well, that didn't close properly. So I'm going to use a, where are they? One of these, split ring. Okay. Now I've got to try and put it on here. Sometimes the split ring may not be worth the bother. You'd think, but I like them for security. You saw how easily that chain came off the regular ring. Well, it's not going to come off a split ring. There it is. Okay, I'm going to add a ring to that for hanging. Let's see what I've got here. A couple of little hanging things. Now this is so fine. If I don't get my ring done properly, it's going to come off. So it might just be too fine. Pondering. Let's just try one of these. Well, I heard and felt that click, so it's not coming off. I still don't trust it. Ow! That bit me. So we're going for, ouch, the split ring. But I'm going for a smaller one than the ones we've already used. A smaller one. It is split, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So it's not finished till it's finished. Go away. Of course, if you don't have split rings or don't like them or whatever, you could put 2 of the ordinary jump rings in. That way, if one fails, you've got another one there and you've got time to fix it. Okay, where are we? I'll pop you in there, or not. Come on. Yep. Gotcha, I think. Nope, didn't get you. Okay, we didn't even get the chain. That's it. They can be a pain, these split rings, absolutely. So you've got to have patience with them. You either love them or you hate them. I love them. They're worth the wait and the anguish. Okay, in you go. I think I missed it. Oh no, I got it. By George, I've got it. Here we go. There we go. And I could put something on the bottom. We could absolutely put something on the bottom, like this one. Could hang that from the bottom, that would be rather nice. So let's do that. So we're going to work with a large jump ring. Ouch. They pinch. Where's the hole? Just need to get it into. Where's the hole? Into there. And then we're good. Push, push, and push until it clicks. Beautiful. And then we're going to do another one. That's not going to go there. That's not going to do that. Let's have a look. I wonder how that one will go. No. I have to work out a way to click that onto the bottom there. But my jump rings are not large enough to go in there. What I need is a large ring. Think. Okay, I gave it some thought and I've decided to use a head pin. So to get it to lay it around there, I need to roll it around. That's too big. That might be better. Okay, I've rolled that. Let's put it around the base there. It's like a horseshoe coming up, and then we're going to fold the end into the loop, push it up from the bottom, fold the end into the loop, and just grab that end and pull, until I've got about 1/4 of an inch, and then we are going to bend it backwards. Bend it back against the loop, and then we'll close it. What's wrong with you? Where's your spring? So just bend that back. And then pop that in the inside. And we've got our loop here. No, we'll keep that to the outside. That's what we wanted. Wanted it on the outside. So we've got this there, where those loops are joined. And that's where we're going to pop this jump ring. A split ring, sorry. I think we should probably add another one. Ouch. My gosh, don't do this if you've got beautiful nails. Okay, loop that through, and now we are going to open it again. Yet. Now, in years past, I would have thrown this and said, there's got to be an easier bloody way. But I've got more patience these days. So I'm going to try and thread that into one of those loops, preferably the previous one, the one that was already there. Yes, I think we're in. We are in. Yes, we're in. Yay. Yay. Should I move the camera again? So happy with that. So happy. It's beautiful. Okay. Back down to the desk. And that's amazing. Really amazing. Love it. Love it, love it. But that was hard work, doing all that on my fingers. It really was. So if I use these again, which I probably will, I'm not going to cover them with the beads. I'm going to enhance them with the beads, like maybe hang dangles off the corners, etc. Something different, anywho, because that was too hard. Sore fingers, dents in my fingers. Anywho, that's it, and thank you for being with me, and I've really enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed it too. So I've got to clean up now. Yeesh. Keep well and stay safe. See you till next time. See you next time. Bye.